Welcome to TransMissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Newage is making some tiny Dinobots, a new third-party figure from Dark of the Moon is in the works, and we go over all the reveals from last week's Hasbro Fan stream. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, and this is episode 544 of TransMissions.
Welcome to TransMissions, the podcast that's pleased to announce our partnership with Hasbro with an upcoming TransMissions Cross Transformers figure. Not really. But one day. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent TransMissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Yo. Let's talk Transformers.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Glad you could make it. As always, we start off the show by thanking our donatrons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and keep the show going. We really appreciate it. Your contributions help keep the lights on. We pay our hosting fees, pay for the StreamYard subscription we use to do this show and do video every week, everything. So all that good stuff really helps us out. If you'd like to become a donatron, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up. And you get lots of perks. You get to watch us record the show live every week. You can get some extra bonus content, bonus episodes, bonus stuff we put up on the Patreon page. You can participate in live streams when we do that. We have done it once, so now we might be doing more in the future. And at the higher levels, you get some merchandise, and you also get entered into all of our contests automatically. So lots of good perks there. So speaking of bonus content, you want to check out all our episodes of our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's available on our Patreon page. It's Daryl, Dr. Pants, talking about all the big robots in their collection. We got more coming soon. So this summer, Daryl and Dr. Pants are going to go back into the lab and give us some more Big Bots episodes. Dr. Pants is back in the rotation. You've seen him back on the regular show. He was in the Rise of the Beast live stream we did, so he's around, and hopefully they'll get back to it very soon. Got it on the calendar, Daryl?
Not yet, but soon.
All right. They have to translate the calendars from the metric calendar Daryl uses to the imperial calendar Dr. Pants uses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys in the U.S., your calendars are still made of stone, so.
We'll get on that. Also, this week we have our bonus early episode of the latest Empire of Rust, our Transformers live play RPG podcast. So this week, the early version of episode 104, Mr. Starscream Will See You Now. So this is going to kick off the assault on Starscream. The team is got Starscream in their sights and is going to take him out. So look forward to that. I think that'll be the next few episodes, them trying to get to Starscream and take him down. He's got he's been doing a lot of bad stuff, a lot of corruption. So it's time for the heroes in Empire of Rust to take care of him. So you got to check that out. This is the bonus early version available to all our donatrons. If you are not on the donatron, you can listen to episode 104 in another week on the regular feed. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. If you are a donatron, you get it early. So that's one of the perks. And as I mentioned, last week we did a Rise of the Beasts spoiler reaction live stream. We had everyone on TransMissions. It was all the three of us, the B+ team, Dr. Pants, Apollo, and Mike. We had our Masterpiece Donatrons, John 4X11 Good, and Demon Tech 82. We also had some special guests. We had Ant from TFU.info, and we had Mike Seibert. We also had some call-ins. People watching the stream live got to call in. We had Dan the Man, who then quickly joined our Discord. So Dan, thanks for hanging out with us.
Been pretty active.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had Goji Prime as well. He's been a long time listener and Donatreon. So thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out. And it seemed like we had a good response. So we might be doing more of these in the future. Yeah,
I had a good time with that.
And
how many years did you guys finally do something like that?
Hey, we did the video thing, Jeremy's baby steps. You wanted to go video, we went video.
I know.
We don't all need to be here to do it. We can do them one at a time. Two of us, it's what you can do something on your own too, Jeremy. Just saying.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and thanks everyone for hanging out. And if you missed it, it's still online. So we have a link in the show notes if you want to check it out. It's almost 3 hours, so maybe do so while you're doing yard work or painting or whatever. You can put it on in the background, but you can enjoy it. So everyone's thoughts on Rise of the Beast. So it was a good discussion. And last little bit, we've got our Toyhax code. So this is for the month of June. This is the last week of June. So you've only got a few more days to use this code. So use this code REWIND at toyhax.com for 15% off your entire order. As I said, it only is through the month of June. So as this show goes up, it's June 28th. So you got a couple more days to use it. Then we'll have a new code in July. So stay tuned for that. Also, we've got our Toyhax drawing for the end of the month of June. So we'll be doing that in the next episode. So you've got a few more days to enter the contest if you want to. As I said, if you are a Donatron, you're automatically entered in the contest. You don't have to do anything else. But if you're not a Donatron, you can still enter. Just send us an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and tell us you want to enter the Toyhax $10 gift code drawing for the month of June. Send us a picture of a Transformer toy you have that you'd like to get some stickers for. And, that's it. And you'll be entered into the contest. So stay tuned for next week when we pick the winner for June and see who gets that sweet $10 to spend at Toyhax. All right. That's all the updates. So let's jump right into some quick hits for toys.
All right, and we're going to start off this week by talking about Newage and their H63 Corgo. Can't believe they're at 63 figures now. It's crazy. So Corgo is a legend scale G1 Slag or Slug, if you want to call them that. This is just prototype images that we're seeing. Is it even prototype? It looks like CG models, but whatever. They're saying it's prototype. Anyway, it's a G1 styled Slag, and it looks pretty cool. I can't remember how many of the other G1 Dinobots they've done. I know they've got a Grimlock out there, and it looks really good. They might have a Sludge as well, but definitely a Grimlock, and Corgo. If you're getting the Legend scale Dinobots, here's another one for you.
All right. Next up, we've got more variants of the Tactical Commander. So this is from Dr. Wu. We talked a little bit about this last week. Dr. Wu putting out this Tactical Commander. This is the Ultra Magnus mini Micromaster scaled Ultra Magnus. So we've got a few more variants. This one is the Diaclone Colors variant of Ultra Magnus, with the blue and red highlights there. So, if you want to feel some pre-nostalgia, pre-Transformers nostalgia of Diaclone, you can get this color. But the other thing that the other color variants that are putting out, which I think Jeremy might be interested in, is a Nemesis deco, which does look, at least the cab looks a lot like some Nemesis Prime or Scourge, if you prefer. And also a Shattered Glass variant as well. So Shattered Glass has more purple. The Nemesis Prime is more, or Nemesis Magnus, I should say, is more black. So
I think they've had the cab for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of different decos. So all the Ultra Magnus colors of the rainbow, if you are interested in Ultra Magnus, and particularly in this tiny scale from Dr. Wu. So lots of choices there for your Ultra Magnus fans out there.
Oh, so many Ultra Magni.
Right. The next thing we have are firsthand images of the new Transformers retro Transformers the movie Perceptor. This is from TF Toybox on YouTube, and it's the G1 Perceptor in the movie accurate colors. I think that this looks really good. I mean, G1 Perceptor is a great toy anyway, but we have that awesome Guido Guidi box art, and then comes with all of his accessories and just looking good in his movie colors.
I'm a little disappointed they didn't change the head sculpt to make a more animation model head sculpt.
That would be
lighten the eye
effort.
color.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to get rid of the faceplate, that would probably up the cost a lot more.
Yeah,
this was strictly just new colors. So,
and they haven't done that yet. The only one they did it with was the Bumblebee, and it had already been done. It was not a new design for the re-release, right? It was done for the box set. It had been done, yeah. So they just grabbed the newest mold, or I don't know what they did, but yeah. So it's not like they're doing any work on these to create them. They're just maybe doing some new paint, because obviously the eyes on these are they're lighter, more animated, accurate. But yeah, so they're they're not really changing anything as far as the toy goes.
Yeah, but I think since we got this in-person look, I think they'll be out fairly soon.
All right, and for me, this is the KGBO and Killer Body Dark of the Moon scalpel.
Like those things the surgeons
scalpel. Sure. Doctors, you would know. Yeah. So this is Scalpel. This is a posable Dark of the Moon scalpel. So this is that doctor thing that they had inserting things into people's heads and stuff in Dark of the Moon. It's a little weird, but anyway, this is a partnership with KGBO, whatever that is. Do we know? I don't know.
It's another third-party company coming out of the woodwork,
I guess. So it's got LED lights. It's lights and sound, sorry. 32 points of articulation. It's got a Dark of the Moon head that's going to so maybe not that it maybe doesn't come with the Dark of the Moon head, but it's being displayed in these pictures with a Dark of the Moon Megatron head. So the scalpel is just this figure. I don't see a price on it here. Yeah, no, I don't see a price on it at all. So yeah, if you were into Dark of the Moon and this is something that you're like, you were, upset that they didn't have a toy for, well, guess what? They do now. It's not really a toy, but it's a posable figure, and it's looking pretty expensive. And whatever KBGO is, maybe let me know. Yeah.
apparently this, I mean, at least it looks like it's officially licensed. I mean, it looks at least all the
Oh,
images.
it definitely is. It's definitely officially licensed, and it's a crossover with this KBGO and Killer Body. So yeah, two companies I've never heard of in my entire life, but they've obviously been able to get the Transformers license to make something here.
Well, I think there's something in the water in Rhode Island, because I have another collaboration with Hasbro that I would take yours and I would raise you. This League of Steel Optimus Prime, which is, what if Optimus Prime was a football player? Not football with the round ball, football as in America football. Because we know that's his favorite sport. You know, because there was that episode in G1 where he was playing football.
I mean, he also played basketball once. So
that's what I was kind of referencing there.
Oh, okay. I get it. Being too clever.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just a big, bulky football player with Optimus Prime pieces around his legs and chest and arms and stuff. And I mean, if you're into it, yeah, it's a vinyl. It's non-transforming, obviously. Looks like they are going to add other ones, because we have a picture here with the back images of Starscream, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Soundwave. So it's interesting. They missed an opportunity by not making the football painted to resemble the Matrix. What were you gonna say, Daryl?
I mean, is it interesting? This, I mean,
it's something.
It's like what if Pops were also stupid and themed as a, as a sport, like,
yeah. But I don't. Okay, you want to know what's more stupid about
this? Oh, please! I can't wait. Tell me. Please tell me.
This cost?
Oh my God! This is okay. You know how big is it? Do we know?
Let me see. This is approximately 42 centimeters tall. It's PVC.
Okay, 42 centimeters just for you guys. That's fucking huge, guys. That's it's almost that's 16 and a half inches.
Okay.
That I'm gonna go with $250 because it's stupid.
Higher. 430.
Oh my Lord.
So this is from Lowful, and it is in their League of Steel line of figures. I looked, and they have other League of Steel things. So I'm guessing they do teams, and the Transformers will be like a team of figures. But $430 for a vinyl, even if it's 16 inches, is just insane to me.
I mean, I wouldn't pay $430 for the whole set of 5. You wouldn't pay that for just the one?
I mean, if this head sculpt, let me go to just where you can see the head sculpt. If they had that resemble Peter Cullen, and they would have to pay likeness royalties, I can understand a higher price. But this is generic football player with a mustache.
So 80s football player. Yeah.
So I'm not sure what justifies the $430 price, but it's from Low Fool, and they say a fool and his money is easily parted. So that
I'm blown away that there's previous versions of ones they've done. Like, this is not the first thing this company's done. Like, I would assume this would bankrupt this company. Like, this is just but apparently there's a line of this, and it's interesting enough.
It's
like, let's make something ridiculous and charge $1 million for it.
Yeah, they made an Neon Genesis Evangelion one that was $380, and $80
Oh,
shipping on top.
those anime fans, they buy everything though. That's
So
Yeah, Transformers fans never waste their money on stupid crap.
no.
I mean,
No.
So given the choice between this or one of those, very detailed statues, what would you get?
The one that I just talked about, the scalpel.
I mean, I was thinking of like a 3A type.
I would take a 3A one for sure. In a second. Looks like something I recognize. What is this?
Right.
What is this from? Is this ridiculous?
Their own IP.
So stupid. It's so stupid.
And it's Mike Dicka. Bot.
This is stupid with 2 O's.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
not how you spell stupid.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that's all our quick hits. So now let's move on to our main topic. All right. Well, unfortunately, since we record on Sundays, we miss news that drops on Tuesdays. So we're going to talk about that fan stream from last week. Sorry, it's a week late. I know everyone's already seen it and enjoyed it. Well, I'm the only one on the show who's seen this, who's actually seen the stream. So I gotta lead this one.
Thanks for outing.
I'm sorry. I have a life.
You have a life now. 10 years on this podcast, and now you have a life.
It just happened. Breaking news. I now have a life.
I was spending time with my child, Charles. Camping. Well, not really camping, but day camping.
No cell service there.
I couldn't have my AirPod in while I was, paying attention to wrangling the kids.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
You are. I read the post about it afterwards.
All right. I'm done. I'm done busting your balls here. Let's go. Let's talk about this. All right. So there was a lot of stuff. Actually, it was funny because we talked a lot about a lot of stuff that was leaked last week. I don't think any of the stuff we saw that was leaked was in the stream really. But we did have there was some interesting things and a couple of surprises. But starting off, of course, they talked about studio series. So the couple of characters from Rise of the Beasts has still not gotten figures yet, and we got to see them. So we got, of course, Mirage, Deluxe Mirage, Studio Series Mirage. And that instantly sold out on Hasbro Pulse. I think Mirage has been the breakout character of Rise of the Beast. So, of course, he was in hot demand when they finally showed off the toy. And I think this Studio Series toy looks pretty good. Very, very close to the movie design. They did say that there are some changes to, I think, the head sculpt before, like for the final version. To match some changes that they did in the film. So they base the toy designs, of course, on the original models for the movie, but the movie gets changed and updated, so they had to cycle back around and do some modifications. So look forward to that. But I think this is a pretty good. This represents the character in the movie pretty well. Next, we have Optimus Primal as the next Studio Series figure. And he is also going to, in addition to, being representing Optimus Primal, he also comes with some accessories that go with other characters in the Studio Series line. So he comes with a trans warp key that splits in two. So you can play, hide the trans warp football with your Studio Series figures. Also comes with Optimus Prime's axe, so you can give that to your Studio Series Optimus Prime to wield in battle. And he has a nice little chain. I think the chain also connects to Studio Series Battle Trap, but they didn't say that in the stream, but Evan kind of clarified that later on Instagram. So I think that, yeah, it's cool that they've got all these accessories, but of course that means you gotta buy the entire Studio series line to make use of them all. So nice little strategy there.
Almost like they're in the business to sell toys.
Yeah, go figure. All right, so that's all the Rise of the Beast figures. They did tease that more was coming next year, but not. They did not elaborate, so we'll see. Next, with Legacy, we start off with something that we had not seen coming: a Legacy Core Class Optimus Prime with trailer and Bumblebee, and these are going to be on Hasbro Pulse, and I believe also at Target. So this is a Target exclusive, but also available at on Hasbro Pulse. The Bumblebee, I believe, is from that Bumblebee and Spike 2-pack from a little while ago. But I believe the Optimus Prime is new. And they also gave him a trailer and roller and combat deck and an axe. So all the accessories that you have with Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee fits inside the trailer. So that's pretty cool. So it's a nice little set for if you have a young kid who's really into Transformers, and Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are kind of the two main Transformers that kids are going to be introduced to. So this is a nice little set for any little kids that you want to get them started on Transformers. So
I just love that he has roller now.
yeah.
When was the last time we got a good roller?
Yeah, I mean, I think in War for Cybertron, you had that uh the exclusive the Generation Selects.
Yeah, it was in the like weapons pack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you didn't get roller with the Earthrise Optimus Prime with its trailer, but you had to buy that accessory pack to add him in there. So this is nice that everything's there in that one package. Next up, we've got the Wave 4. We've got it started. Okay, I'll the stream they started with the core class, but we'll go back. We'll go start with deluxe class.
I mean, I can hunt.
No. It's no. We'll go with the picture. I think maybe they circled back. I don't remember in the stream. I think they skipped over a little bit, but this was already teased in the previous stream that we're getting Shadow Striker. And here it is. So this was deluxe class Shadow Striker. They did mention that this is a because the original Shadow Striker was a BotCon exclusive that was based on the Sideburn Robots in Disguise 2001 Sideburn toy. So they wanted to pay homage to that. In addition to updating it for the for her character from Cyberverse. So it's a combination of those designs. So Jeremy, there might still be hope for your Sideburn figure coming later.
Oh, you know it. It's definitely coming.
But yeah, this was of course we were waiting for this, so it's nice to see her represented here. The car mode, that front, I don't know, looks a little wonky to me. Yeah, a little wonky, but for people who are fans of Shadow Striker, there's a figure out there.
If they redo this as Sideburn, they're gonna have to do a lot of work on that car mode, because I bought RID Sideburn because of the car mode.
Yeah,
that's a Dodge Viper, and it needs to be a Dodge Viper again for me. I mean, as a car guy, that was the selling feature of that figure for me. Was I could care two shits about Sideburn. I didn't know the character. I saw a Dodge Viper Transformer and I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, RID's car line, like the cars all look great.
Mhm.
So, they're gonna have to do some work there.
I do remember the distinctive feature I remember about Sideburn is he was always horny for that red sports car. That was the woman was always driving in the show, but the sports car was not alive. So Sideburn, calm down.
And then later he got a red super mode. So
okay. Next figure, completing the Insecticon trio, we've got Bombshell, and we knew this was coming, so not really a surprise here, but it's a good looking Bombshell. It's a deluxe class, just like Shadow Striker, so a little bit bigger than what we're used to with most Insecticons in previous lines. So this completes the the triumvirate of Shrapnel, Kickback, and Bombshell. So good looking Insecticon. Next, we had Strong Arm, which was also a something we had seen. They had teased in the previous stream. She is a reshell of the Alita 1 mold, and I think it suffers a little bit for it. I mean, this Strong Arm. So yeah, she's got a little pancake thing going on there in truck mode. It's a little bit squished there. So yeah, I wish they had just done a different mold for Strong Arm that more matched her actual pickup truck alt mode. But the
that paint scheme is doing a lot of heavy lifting, though.
Yeah, yeah. The head sculpt is pretty nice. I will say the head and face, they got a lot of detail there, but I guess that the Hasbro giveth and Hasbro taketh away. You get the really nice face sculpt, and then you suffer on the body and everything. So next, with I think this was going to be a Generation Selects, is the Detritus. So this is a Junkion, and a Junkion, and I guess in the lore, he was a Junkion mercenary, so he comes with Autobot and Decepticon logos because he plays both sides. And so that's a cool little detail. But if you are interested in Detritus, of course, it is a repaint of Hound, so looks very much like Hound. If you are interested in Detritus,
wasn't Detritus also a BotCon name?
It was E-Hobby. I thought it was an E-Hobby exclusive.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yep. Okay, and then I think they went back to the core class for Snarl. So this is the last Dinobot to be released in their core class Dinobot line. So Snarl completes their 6-figure Volcanicus. They did show off that Volcanicus along with Snarl, so you can see all the Dinobots together. And yeah, there's the Volcanicus all put together. So now, as soon as Snarl gets out, you should be able to get your hands on one, and then complete your Dinobots. Also, they said, for folks who just got onto the core class Dinobot train with the current wave, if you missed out on Sludge and Slug from the previous wave, they will be putting them back into the next wave in the fall. So if you missed out on those, you can hopefully find them in stores in a few months. They are still available on Hasbro Pulse, although I think Sludge is sold out. Slag or Slug is still up there on Hasbro Pulse, but Sludge is sold out. So cross your fingers for this fall where you can hopefully get them back in the rotation. So okay, and next we move on to Voyager class in Legends, and here's the one we all knew. This was also one they teased in the previous fan stream, is Bludgeon, the Master of Metallicado. This is a repaint or remold of Tarn. Looks very good. I mean, it is. You can clearly see it's Tarn in the tank mode, but the robot mode is. I think it looks really nice, and the head sculpt looks really cool too. I think they said it was based on the Alex Milne design from the latest IDW Transformers. That was that annual from a couple years ago that introduced Bludgeon. So yeah, nice, looking really cool. Then we had a Voyager Junkion, and I believe this is the last Junkion in their Evo combination class. And this is Trash Master, who turns into a big trash truck. So now you can get all your Junkions, mix and match them, and build some giant monstrosity of a figure with all these Junkions together. So you got Trash Master, you've got Scrap Hook, you've got what is it, Crash Bar, and the female one, I forget her name, the purple one. But you got a lot of Junkions you can mix and match and combine. But yeah, this Trash Master has the same aesthetic as the other ones. It looks pretty cool, and it's a much bigger with the Voyager size. So
I think later Mark actually revealed a junkie, like there is an unofficial combiner mode for all of them. Here, I'll show you a picture.
Wow.
That's cool.
So it kind of making
Like a dinosaur.
a dinosaurish type of transformer. So
cool. They did not show that on the stream.
No, that was on his Instagram.
Okay, and then the last leader class, we've got Dreadwing, which is, of course, a repaint of the Skyquake. So this is the figure that had a much more prominent role in Transformers Prime as Skyquake's brother, who was looking for revenge on when the Autobots killed his brother. So it's a cool looking Dreadwing. Dreadwing is a cool figure, so it looks good. So that's all the legacy stuff. We did have and they also released a couple of pre-orders. They talked about the maybe we should save this for alt mode, but they had the artist who does a new print, a new Transformers print, and they had to sit down and chat with him. It was Rich Pellegrino, who did a official G1 Transformers Autobots poster. So we'll talk about that in alt mode a little bit. Yeah, there it is. And then they had a couple of pre-orders that are coming out that came out last Thursday. The Volvo Optimus Prime, which is of course the traditional Optimus Prime colors for that Christmas Optimus Prime we got last year. And so that was they showed that off. And then they also showed off another figure, which was a repaint of Inferno, which is Antagony.
Beast Wars Inferno.
Beast Wars Inferno. That's right. Beast Wars Inferno. And this is Antagony, a female Predacon. She was also a BotCon character. She originally came out of BotCon and was in a couple of BotCon storylines and comics. But yeah, it's and her name was Antagony. Interesting, all black in Fire Ant figure. So, and those are all available now, and you should be able to get them on Hasbro Pulse. So, unless they're sold out by now, we'll see. So that was all the fan stream. Huh?
Yeah, no Space Bridge.
No Space Bridge for upcoming things. So we didn't see anything else. No teases for anything else. None of the G2, like the G2 Toxitron stuff. No mention of that. So I don't know what the plans are. Maybe that's all SDCC stuff. So that's why it's not being talked about. Maybe those are SDCC exclusives or something. But that was all the fan stream. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of. I mean, a lot of stuff. They basically showed us the stuff that they had done in the previous Space Bridge, and we got to see the real figures. Not a whole lot of new molds, a lot of repaints. Of course, interesting characters we're looking for, but overall, I guess maybe we're too close to SDCC, so we're not getting a whole lot of crazy reveals right now. But maybe I'll throw it to you guys, Daryl. Anything in the stream? I mean, you didn't see the stream, but now that you've seen what the stream had, anything that caught your eye or stood out for you?
Yeah, so I definitely liked a couple of those there. Let me just bring up some of the pictures here so that I can refresh my memory. Yeah, so nope, that's not the pictures that I wanted. The one that I did notice, when I can talk about just quickly while I'm bringing up the rest of them, is the Studio Series Studio Series Mirage um, is that's a good looking figure. Now um the transformation brakes in the car mode, there's seems like there's too many of those in that car mode to like. I was really hoping that the car mode was going to look really clean, and there's an awful lot of brakes in that the front, like, of the front of the car area. And I mean, I understand it's a transformer, is going to be brakes and stuff like that, but there's there's a lot of them there, and it really takes away from the sexiness of that car. That's a Porsche 911, and it's a sexy ass car. And it's just, I was really hoping that the car was going to be a really clean alt mode. Um, you know, but it's still a cool. They made it look really good. The trend, the the Mirage figure, the actual robot mode looks really good. So I'm on the fence of whether I'm going to pick one up or not. But and I it's a live action movie figure, and I generally try to stay away from them. I had sworn them off, but then I bought like 2 dozen of them. So
all the constructed ones.
yeah. So I'm
you
a
can
liar.
quit. Well, you can quit whenever you want to, right?
Exactly. The the bludgeoned, when we talked about the last fan stream and they showed the picture, which was the Alex Milne design. I mean, I called it at that point that they were going to use Tarn. Like it was the easiest call ever, because Tarn fit that drawing to a T. And yeah, so that's exactly what they went with, and it looks good. So I might end up picking that up. The Tarn figure is good. I'm still not super pleased with the fact that he's so thin. There's really no depth to that figure, but the putting the cannons, like the double barreled, fusion cannon, putting that on Bludgeon's back really does add a lot to the girth of that figure. And I kind of like it. And he now has a sword, so that's cool. So yeah, I like Bludgeon, and I've always kind of liked Bludgeon. He's a pretty cool figure. Um, the I'm picking up Dreadwing. Is it Dreadwing? I think it's Dreadwing. Yeah, so I'm picking that up just because I love the look of that mold. And yeah, so it's just a really cool looking figure. So I'm gonna pick that up anyway. It's expensive just to pick it up just for that. I mean, but I'm doing it. I'm an idiot. And the and for whatever
Transformers
reason,
fans never waste money on figures, right?
and the I found myself buying all of the Evo Fusion Junkions. So I I've I'm pot committed at this point. So I'm buying this big bastard too.
Then you can make the combiner.
I could. I don't have the Decepticon one. I didn't get that because the color palette didn't match. So so I probably couldn't make that one actually. But anyway, yeah. So there were a couple that really stood out to me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them on store shelves.
Cool. Jeremy, you have any thoughts or particular figures that you were interested in?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not one to comment or to like praise movie figures, but I think both the Mirage and the Optimus Primal both look really good, and that's it's surprising to me how much I like that Optimus Primal, especially since there's like no colors on it at all.
Yeah.
He's just like dark gray, and I'm not a fan of the robot mode head sculpt, but that's just the design. It's not the toy; it's the design of the movie head. But other than that, I mean, it's a fun figure, and I like that they included all these accessories. Um, the Mirage, I think the robot mode is just great. The car mode looks good if you look at it from the side, but it's like Daryl said, it's a Porsche. It needs to be good all the way around. Um, I like the core class Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Just the fact that we're getting a trailer and it's gonna be a fun little set. You know, I love that some kids' first Transformer could be an Optimus Prime with the trailer and roller and the combat deck and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's just really cool. The was it Shadow Striker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the look of that character in general, but knowing that this is, if not leading to a RID sideswipe or yeah, sideburn,
Sideburn.
sideburn. Knowing that's going to lead to that, or if not, it was influenced by that. I really like it. I might actually try to pick that up. And then I think that bludgeon just looks fantastic. And like you didn't touch on the Prowl and Ironhide. I see that they included with some blast effects there, so you can recreate the scene where both those characters die. I mean, you have no heart, Hasbro.
Yeah, that they did talk. I mean, I didn't go over those since they weren't new announcements,
Right.
but they did talk significantly about them and also about the troop building pack and how you could get all those troopers, all the trooper characters, and they all had alternate heads. And they said the reason the Seeker did not have any alternate heads was because it was a different design. It was from the War for Cybertron design, so you couldn't easily pop off the head there. But all the other ones,
I think I said that on our show last week.
You were validated. You were validated.
Seeker heads are just made different.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think I'm still in for that 4-pack. But yeah, I think this was overall. I mean, like you said, it's a lot of repaints and stuff, but we're into wave 4 of the line, so that's what you're going to get.
Right.
But I think they're doing a real good job picking what they're going to repaint these figures into, and I think for the most part they all look really good. I mean, we have like little, things to complain about on each figure, but on the whole, like they all look pretty good.
Yep.
So, I think this whole line has been overall very enjoyable.
Cool. Yeah, so I think that'll do it for the Hasbro fan stream. Maybe if all our listeners have any thoughts or comments about all the different figures that are coming out and what their thoughts are on the latest Legacy line, let us know. All right, now let's move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions podcast will return after these messages.
Okay, of course, Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. So you can get all our merchandise at our TeePublic store. Just go to transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And you can see all the different merchandise we have there. We've got lots of different t-shirt designs, and they can also be on mugs, other merchandise, whatever you want. You can just order it all on demand from TeePublic. Of course, use our link, transmissionspodcast.com/shop. You buy anything from TeePublic through that link, that helps us out. So, of course, we'd love it if you get our cool Transmission shirts. Those good guy, bad guy shirts are getting a little bit more popular these days. So you can check those out. But of anything else, if you want any other geek themed t-shirt at TeePublic, use our link and help us out too while you're doing it. All right, let's talk about the stuff we got. And we're going to start it off with Daryl.
All right, I guess I'm up. Well, the thing I'm going to show off today is something I've shown off before, but it's been a while. And I figured I chose it because it does come along with a story that I have told, but again, it's been a while. So I've chosen G1 Defensor. And this the story that I'm going to tell is um, quick enough that I can do it here. So uh, I had this figure as a gift pack or a gift box gift set as a kid, and I remember the day I got it. I really enjoyed this figure, and I traded this figure, the entirety of this combiner, to a classmate because he had G1 Jetfire, and I wanted that. So I traded him the entirety of Defensor for Jetfire, and it wasn't until later on that I realized that the Jetfire did not have any arms. So I got the short end of that deal for sure. My mother, she ripped me a new one for sure on that one. But I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson that day, and my I have since obviously reacquired my G1 Defensor. This is not the original one that I had. I have gotten back in touch with the former classmate that I traded it to. Um, did mention that I'm into Transformers, and the topic came up kind of that he may still have his old Transformers at his parents' house. So I would love to reacquire my old figure. So I'll I'll keep the I'll keep you all informed if that happens. It's not like something that's ongoing right now. It's but if it does happen, then that'll be pretty cool. I'll be pretty excited about that.
Did you remind him what a little bastard he was by trading you a broken Jetfire for
No,
five
no,
brand new toys?
They weren't brand new at the time, but they were definitely complete. I definitely traded him a complete figure. Yeah. So anyway, Defensor, G1 Defensor, and yeah, it's just a cool figure. It's solid, you know.
Very nice. I am glad you got a piece of your childhood back, Daryl. All right, Jeremy, you're up next.
When I was just looking up the exact figure that I had because apparently this mold has been used a million times. I also have some old figures, and I think um, since we've talked about a bunch of BotCon names coming back with the mainline stuff, I'm going to show off a couple BotCon / Fun Pub toys that I've had in my bin, and I think I might have shown off at least one of these before, but I'm going to start off with Shred Shot. This was a collection club service figure from 2014, and this was made from the Generations Warpath mold from 2011, which they used for like Straxus and Rika and a number of other figures. So this mold got around, but it's a pretty good Shred Shot figure. This, like, you subscribe to the service and you got all the figures that they made for that year. So I'm not sure if I would have bought this on off the shelf, but I mean, it's a good figure. It's a good mold. So, that's the first one. Not sure if we're going to see another Shred Shot in the main line, but the next one, I do hope somehow finds its way into like a Generation Select or something. And I forget which year this one was out, but this is, oh crap, the name just
Thrustinator.
Thrustinator. Yes, it's Thrustinator. It's some kind of amalgamation between Rust and Waspinator, and they took, I think it was is it the Cyber Bee, Daryl, or not Cyber Bee, or I thought you're the G1 or the Beast Force fan.
I am.
But they took an alternate version of the Waspinator mold that was more like or less organic, and they just mix and match, and I think it looks horribly awesome. And so, yeah, that is the two things that I wanted to show off today.
Did he become Thrustinator in the BotCon comic, or did he actually do it in the show too?
No, it was yeah.
It was in the show just briefly.
No, I mean it was in the show. It was a thrust head on a wasp body in the last Beast Machines episode.
Okay, I thought this is supposed to kind of resemble that, where like you saw like going back and forth between the modes or something.
I don't think they ever did that in Beast Machines. Yeah.
Okay.
But I do. It's funny. It's funny how long we've been doing this show, because I remember us talking about Thrustinator on the show, and you immediately saying, "I want." Yeah, when he came out, you were like, "I want this. I'm subscribing to this subscription service just to get this."
Yeah. So, they're great figures, and that is one thing I do miss about, Fun Pub and stuff, was the unique figures like this that Hasbro will never make, even with Generation Select. Hasbro is never going to do this. So
cool.
That's all I got.
All right. So I'm going last because I'm the only one who got a new figure. And if you were watching last week, you might be able to guess. You're watching last week, you might be able to guess what I have, because I have been picking up the core class Dinobots. Last week I showed off Scar. This week we've got Swoop. So there he is.
You're just gonna do one at a time, aren't you?
Yep.
You bastard.
There he is. And here's Scar, just for scale. Here's Scar. You can see how
they're both the same size. Yeah.
Yep.
Where's your G1 Swoop to compare?
Put it next to Unicron.
Never had a G1 Swoop. In my imagination, that's where he is. Yeah, this one is it's pretty simple. Transformation. There he is. Robot mode. His little guns combine to form the hand for Volcanicus. So, he's also, it's also again giving the middle finger hand as a gun mode. So very similar. So I've got the two arms of Volcanicus. This is Swoop and Scar. What will I have next week? But yeah, I mean, and they're fun. I'm for some reason I like these little Dinobot figures, even though they're pretty simple transformations. They're not intricate. Volcanicus is not amazing. I've never been a fan of Dinobots combining, but for this little core class set, they're fun. I don't know. Just another Transformers fan buying stupid crap, So.
At least you're not buying 3 of them. That Centurion drone. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that's definitely buyer's remorse.
That was peak Transformers fan stupidity there. I want to do the combination. I'm just going to buy 3 of them. Oh, it doesn't do it really well. Or that's it. That's it. Oh.
Hey, you got a free set out of it.
I did. Yep. Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Okay, well, that's all our stuff from trips to the store, and we will move on to the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions podcast.
And let's get into some convention news.
All right. We have an exclusive, if I can pronounce this right, the Bushido. This is the Optimus Prime version. I feel like we mentioned it recently that there was a rumor about this figure, but
Yes.
this is going to be an Anime Expo exclusive, and it is. So this is going to be $149.99 US. Then it's limited stock, and this is at Anime Expo Kotobukiya. So you order it at the booth there. They will ship it, and for overseas sales, it says there will be an event limited item that can be. Oh, it can be purchased at the Anime Expo and other events. So it might. I don't know. They might have a U.S. Convention. So they're gonna have a limited number on sale each day of the event, and this will be July 12th. Although, this is also gonna be at the Kotobukiya shops at July 12th. Pre-orders open July 3rd. So not exactly a convention exclusive. But Anime Expo is where's that? Oh, it doesn't have the date of that, but they have confirmed also there will be limited quantities at San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, it's July 1st through 4th at
Okay.
Los Angeles Convention Center.
No, that's San Diego Comic Con.
No, Anime Expo, July 1st through 4th.
Oh, sorry. I was misreading the Anime Expo Kotobukiya booth. That Kotobukiya is the company. Sorry
Yes.
about that. So yeah, so July 1st through 4th, Anime Expo in Los Angeles, and then also later in July, San Diego Comic Con. So I don't know if you're into these figures. We've always said that these figures look good if you're into the statues and what they are. They did an Optimus Prime, so it was inevitable that they're going to do a Nemesis Prime version. I think it looks fine. And instead of the little briefcase that had, that was like referencing the trailer, she has a giant red sword, which, Scourge had in Robots in Disguise. That's a great trade off. So if I was into these figures, I would be into this just because of Nemesis Prime. But I don't know if the $150, that's a bit much for me. So, it's another.
It might invite some uncomfortable questions from your wife.
She never comes down here. This place is too much of a wreck, so it could be on purpose to keep her from coming down here.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen the appeal of the kind of anime girl statues, but if that's your thing, enjoy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all our convention news, and we'll finish up the show with some feedback. So we did get a couple of comments on YouTube from our last episode. So 543. And as I mentioned, we did talk about the troop building pack in the last episode, and we were talking about the Seeker because it looked kind of just blue to us, so we're like, it's just Thundercracker. But they talked about this in the fan stream that this is a kind of generic light purple Seeker. And it's supposed to represent all those background seekers in the cartoon, that filled out the ranks of the Decepticons. And so our one of our commenters, Specky Nation, mentioned that the new Seeker is a light purple. They mentioned in the Hasbro Pulse live stream the other day that he was color adjusted incorrectly for the promo images that came out. So there you go. Thank you, Specky Nation, for clarifying that. And yeah, I mean, so again, we record these episodes on Sundays. So when it comes out on Wednesday, we miss the news. So, sorry. Next comment from Stuart Tyler, 9339. I hadn't seen those good guy, bad guy shirts before. Clever indeed. Not sure how I missed them, but those are awesome. Definitely getting them both. So there you go, Daryl.
Cool.
Another endorsement for your designs. So yeah, Stuart, enjoy and definitely show them off. Let them know. Tell them where they came from. Mention Transmissions. Point them to that TeePublic store, transmissionspodcast.com/shop. So
I
thank
think
you.
those
And
shirts both have this logo on the back as well.
Oh,
I think so. Yep.
All right. Well, when you've got your new shirt, Stuart, turn around for them. Do a 360.
And the shirt Charles is wearing has the bad guy logo on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. There we go.
And we made a lot of use out of those logos.
Mm-hmm.
No trademark infringement here.
Nope. We should just do the logo and say transmissionspodcast.com/shop underneath it.
All right. Well, that's all our feedback. And that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. As always, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons at the end of every episode. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. And that's why we give them a shout out in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex Levengood and Demon Tech 82. And you guys rock. It was great to have you on the live stream last week. So thanks for doing that. And we'll definitely try to have you back. And thank you, everyone out there who watches and listens to the show. Thank you so much. And, of course, leave us some feedback, leave us some comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, do the like and subscribe stuff, all that good stuff. That helps out the show, too. And thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.